Whether you're an Amazon KDP beginner or have been publishing for a while, these 5 mistakes can seriously hold you back. But don't worry, I will walk you through each one fast and straight to the point. So stick around because this could save you months of frustration. So mistake number 1 is falling for clickbait videos. I have talked about this in my previous videos many times, so I won't repeat myself. But if you are watching videos with titles like $10,000 per month, no writing required, you are completely wasting your time. YouTubers use these clickbait thumbnails because people are more likely to click on videos that show big income numbers. The first thing you need to accept is that making money with Amazon KDP is not easy, and it's even harder than it was in previous years. The game has changed and most low content book niches are already saturated, especially after the rise of AI generated content. I don't know what your income goal is with KDP, but even if you are consistent, it can take months or even years to reach your targets, unless you already have experience with print on demand, a large social media presence, or a big advertising budget. The reality is, most people don't have these advantages. They see the $10,000 per month claims in YouTube videos, believe it's easy, and quit after just a few months when they don't see results. So, my advice, be realistic, set achievable goals, and treat Amazon KDP as a long-term income source, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Let's continue with mistake number 2, trusting the niches shown on YouTube. One of the easiest types of content for YouTubers who talk about Amazon KDP is showing you a niche that supposedly makes thousands of dollars. They do this by finding low content books on Amazon with a low BSR, pointing to the number, and claiming that the book generates thousands per month. Then they tell you that you can simply copy the niche, create similar books, and make money too. I have talked about this scam many times in my videos, so I will be more direct. If I find a profitable niche on Amazon, I'm not going to share it with you. And let's be honest, you wouldn't share your best niches with me either, right? The reality is, if a niche is featured in a popular YouTube video, it's already saturated, or will be very soon. Why? Because hundreds of people will rush to create similar books at the same time, flooding the market. This lowers your chances of ranking in search results and making organic sales during the honeymoon periods. Eventually, you might try running ads to get sales, but as more creators do the same, ad bids will increase, making it even harder to profit. That's why learning how to find niches with lower competition on your own is crucial. I have made videos on this topic, and there are plenty of other useful resources on YouTube as well. My advice, start with niches that genuinely interest you. Think about your hobbies, skills, and past experiences. That way you will have a better chance of standing out and creating books that actually provide value. Another big mistake is not checking the KDP Help Center. When I browse KDP-related Facebook groups or the KDP community forum, I often notice that many of the questions being asked already have answers in the Amazon KDP Help Center. In fact, I have realized that some creators aren't even aware that the KDP Help Center exists. I believe it should be your first resource to read through a couple of times before publishing your first book. So, if your book gets blocked due to a disappointing customer experience or rejected for formatting issues, I highly recommend checking the official KDP Help Center first. Of course, not every question will have a direct answer there, but you will likely find the majority of the information you need. Relying entirely on AI-generated content is another mistake to avoid. Amazon requires you to inform them of AI-generated content when you publish a new book or make edits to and republish an existing book through KDP. This suggests that they are not entirely against AI-generated content, but they do emphasize that you are fully responsible for ensuring it complies with intellectual property laws. During the publishing process, you must confirm that you own the copyright and have the necessary publishing rights. In other words, Amazon protects itself by placing the legal responsibilities on you, which makes sense from their standpoint. However, if you watch my AI-related video from 2 weeks ago, you will know that US Copyright Office released a detailed report on AI-generated images and copyright on January 29, 2025. In this report, they stated that, based on the functioning of current generally available technology, prompts do not alone provide sufficient control. This suggests that using AI-generated images created solely by writing prompts for book covers or interior pages may not be entirely safe in terms of copyright protection. However, as I said in that video, this is just my personal opinion and may not be entirely accurate. But if you are serious about creating low content books for the long term, I strongly recommend not relying solely on AI tools. Instead, invest time in learning professional design software where you can apply expressive inputs, modifications, and creative arrangements to AI-generated images. This approach not only enhances originality but also adds a layer of protection when it comes to copyright concerns. And finally, a big mistake that holds many people back is being afraid to create content. Amazon KDP is much like many other online businesses. It's a numbers game. especially if you are focusing on low content books. If you are new to this business, there are several skills you'll need to learn. And as a beginner, making mistakes is inevitable. Of course, I'm not talking about major mistakes like copyright infringement or violating KDP's clearly stated rules. You need to be extremely careful about those. But beyond that, the key to success is consistent action. Don't just create a few books, sit back and wait for sales to roll in. In the beginning, your books likely won't be good enough to compete, and that's okay. What matters is that with each book, you improve, refining your designs, content, and listing strategies. The Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule, often applies to Amazon KDP, just as it does in many businesses. The reality is that most of your books will generate little to no sales, while a small percentage will drive the majority of your income. Even if you do everything right in terms of quality and listing optimization, not every book will be a bestseller. That's why it's important not to get discouraged. Keep creating, keep improving, and remember, KDP is a long-term business, and success comes with persistence. I could easily add more mistakes to this list, but these are the major ones I want to focus on today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.